excuse me, I'm saying the philosophers have been speaking with one voice since the pre-Socratics. What you must do, what the body tries to do is harness the soul to the pursuit of material goods. That's what the body wants to do. And what the soul wants to do in its inmost nature is get back up into the upper ether from which it comes. And that means it has to maintain itself pure of these. Now, the way it does it is by teaching the body that it must not be so self-indulgent. It's okay to eat it enough. It's okay to consume this much in clothing and so forth. But after that, moderation and abstention.
It's an exaggeration to say the philosophers have spoken with one voice, first of all.
Not general.
That is built into the question of what is appropriate consumption.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, even if the philosophers had spoken with one voice, this might be what leads people to say, to hell with the philosophers, if they speak in a way that means nothing to the ordinary person and isn't at all convincing, then we need to find some other way of persuading people.
Are you saying that argument is never going to be convincing, or that argument is good and we should make it more convincing?
Well, I don't think it is good. I mean, I think the idea that the body is something to be rejected as much as possible, and it's not a realistic. It doesn't show a realistic appreciation of what human beings are like and can be like. So to me, it's not persuasive. That doesn't mean I think that we should consume ourselves to death, but that very, very ascetic, abstemious, abstaining view is not persuasive.
Philosophers never said rejected. Certainly the Christian philosophers did say good. You know, all creation is very good. But they did say disciplined and brought into line.
That's quite different.
Very different.
Because when you started out with the one voice, you had two realms, the body and the spirit, or the soul and the body.
That's just the way they explained it.
But not all of them did. Aristotle talked about the soul as the form of the body, where the body is activity, and talked about moderation and
sure did.
And temperance, which was a matter of having the sufficient amount. And you get an idea in the tradition that comes out of Aristotle against Plato that you need to orient consumption to other things, but they don't always have to be otherworldly things. They can be things in this world. And
are they stable things, though?
Well, the stability thing is interesting because one of the reasons for leaving this transitory world and the body was to get to a realm which was guaranteed and permanent, and yet that itself may give up some things. And there are stories that some modern-day Aristotelians draw on where the gods envy human beings for having some things because of their bodily life that they can't have by virtue of being gods, and that there's something about our embodied existence, including, say, food and drink and shelter with good friends together, that the gods can't experience.
You know, one of the things I wonder about is to what extent, concern or an appreciation of material things is necessarily associated with things that are, transitory and unlasting. I mean, on the one hand, you could think, well, if I have a beautiful painting, I don't necessarily get tired of it and want a new one next year. On the other hand, we do think one of the views we associate with consumption is the idea that it's never enough. You get tired of something and then you have to have a new thing after it. And I wonder, I don't know what the answer is there, because it seems to me it might be that that's not necessarily the case. And if you have beautiful things, even though they are things, maybe they're not transitory in their satisfyingness necessarily.